What is going on, you guys? Today we are gonna be going over Sōgyo no Kotowari. So, last video I went ahead and did some polls for him, and you guys will probably notice that I did around, 1,600 or so polls. Just enough to get 800 shards to level him up once. But then, after a while, I decided, you know what, he's pretty much the last good unit we're going to be getting that I need to invest in, so I went ahead and spent a little bit extra on him off video. So I went ahead, as you can see, I went ahead and got him an extra 1,000 shards. So with that, let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to go ahead and talk about his kit, review his kit, then go over some teams. Let's do it. All right. So as you can see, as is, I have him at 15 star. We're going to go ahead and get him to 17 star. About 11k extra power per level up, which is nice. So 11k times an extra 7 is 88k power. So the difference between a 14 star and a 21 star is 88k power base, plus the extras you get from hones. So probably around 95k is probably where I'm thinking. 90 to 100k is the difference between a 14 and a 21 star. Alright, with that, I don't think I have anything else to do with. I mean, I could level up this. I could do one more here, but I think I'm going to leave him be for now. Let's go ahead and check out his War Souls really quickly here. So, the War Soul that I usually like to use on him is just a little bit extra damage reduction. It could be argued that you want him to take a little bit of extra damage, because if he does take damage, he gets a rage, and when he rages, it's good, because then you have the enemy marked. So, as far as War Souls go, though, the only really good War Souls on him is damage reduction. So we're talking armor. If you scroll down, I really wouldn't go with the Courage War Soul here, because he doesn't really necessarily need block. I mean, he's going to take damage either way. You could use block on him, that's fine, but I'd probably just go with more just damage reduction. It's more guaranteed damage reduction, you know, as opposed to block. If you block it, it's roll the dice of 50% damage reduction. If you have damage reduction on him, it's just guaranteed damage reduction. So would you rather have a guaranteed 20%-ish? Let's just round up and say 20%. That's a little more than 20. Let's just say 21. Would you rather have a guaranteed 21% chance to... I'm sorry, guaranteed 21% damage reduction period, or a 18% chance at... I'm sorry, or a 25% chance to block, which is 50% damage. So, personally, I'd rather just go with the guaranteed damage reduction, because it's always guaranteed. Doesn't matter if they crit, doesn't matter if you block, doesn't matter if you do anything, always just damage reduction. And I could argue Vigilance War Soul as well, but the problem with this is it just gives HP. He doesn't necessarily need an extra 15% HP. What he needs is damage reduction, and he does get a little bit extra block from the other War Soul as well, so it's not bad. A lot of people have done this on him. I don't really like this War Soul on him, because he only hits the front 3 enemies if there are only 3 left. So you could run maybe like a volleyball War Soul on him, just get a little bit extra damage when he rages, but once again, sometimes he doesn't rage, unfortunately, and you just die. So you have to have that extra damage reduction. Other than that, any special War Souls? I mean, I suppose you could use the Rose War Soul. You could use Goggles, pretty much anything that gives you some extra damage reduction. Or crit resist right here, Sushi. It's not bad getting extra crit resist. Rose War Soul is always not bad, because if they crit, then you get a shield, so Rose isn't terrible. But I think for the most part, the one War Soul that I'm always going to stick with on him is probably... just this one right here. Mind's Eye. As far as character Warsouls, I mean, we can run pretty much any Warsoul on him for character-wise, except for something like Aizen, or something like, I don't know. Oh, the other Aizen Warsoul. Yeah, pretty much any of these Warsouls you probably want to stay away from. I mean, you can run this on him if he's on a bleed team. You can. I'm currently running this just to get crit resist rate for the enemies down. So when I do rage immediately after, then I do some big boy damage. So also probably this one as well. Don't really want to run that one on him. If you want to run the Peaceful Warsoul or the Ichigo Warsoul, that's totally fine as well. Getting an extra 12.5% shield every turn is actually pretty good. Don't really want that one. Don't really want that one. I mean, like, you could run this. Not ideal, but you could run it, actually. Not terrible. Alright, let's go ahead and go over his kit. Hopefully his kit is in English here. Ah, wonderful. It's not in English. Okay. Well, sometimes if I just go like this a couple times, it translates itself. Looks like it's not going to translate, unfortunately, so what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and pull up a video here of me already talking about it. Alright, I went ahead and pulled up a video of me covering it a while back, and we're going to go ahead and check out a whole minute or two, a couple minutes of this. So let's go ahead and check it out. Check out his numbers. As far as the numbers is when you have him completely maxed out. What numbers should you expect? Crit resist chance 57%, block chance 72.5, damage reduction rate 87.52, damage rate 59%, crit chance 45%, crit strength 9.5%, block strength 9.5%, effect reduction 33. Those are pretty much the numbers you should expect if you have them completely maxed out. Maxed out. Alright, let's go ahead and get into skills here. So, Master Skill. Master Skill deals damage to a single enemy with a 50% chance to paralyze the target and reduce their defense by 30% for 1 round. That is the reason why I said the Mask Warsoul, I think, or the Ghost Warsoul is actually not bad because he has a 50% chance to paralyze, which is pretty good. And the reduced defense is always quite nice as well. His Rage is what makes him the best support in the game, arguably the best support in the game. Deals damage to the enemy front row and marks the enemy with the lowest HP with Tricked. For 2 rounds, cannot be dispelled. It only lasts for 2 rounds, it's not permanent. So it only lasts for 2 rounds. Tricked. Mark target with a Tricked receive 20%, 25% additional damage from allies. From ally attacks, so they take 25% damage extra, that one target that's marked. Unmarked enemies receive 40% of the damage dealt to the target with Tricked. So what happens is the person that has the mark on him, they take 125% damage, and then all the enemies around them take 100% base damage plus the 40% extra damage. So they take an extra 140% damage plus the 25% extra base damage. So they receive 40% of the damage dealt. Yeah. So they take an insane amount of damage. All the entire enemy team. That is if you have a character attacking the entire enemy team. If it's a single target like Grimmjow or Yoruichi, then they just take the base of 40% extra damage. Alright, oh, we forgot the healing part. Let's go ahead and get to that. This is a crazy skill, by the way. The Tricked is crazy. Damage dealt. Target with Tricked. When the target with Tricked... Okay. When the targets marked with Tricked are attacked, the allies recover HP equal to 30% of the damage dealt. Only one enemy marked with Tricked can exist at a time in enemy's part. While Sōgyo Kotowari is in guard stance, Trick does not take effect. Yes, so only put him in the lineup, not in the support slot or the rage slot. Sōgyo Kotowari has increased damage reduction rate. It's increased damage reduction rate, which is 15.84%. Attacks have a 25% chance to paralyze the target for 1 round. Every time an ally attacks a target marked with Tricked, Sōgyo Kotowari gains 80 rage. So, what this is it's pretty much just you put a mark on a target on the enemy's team. That stays for 2 rounds, and then every time that target takes damage, the entire enemy team takes damage. You heal for that extra damage, and it gives Sōgyo Kotowari rage, so he can rage again the following round. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely busted skill. Absolutely busted character. That is the reason why he is arguably the best support in the game. So Aizen just blows up the entire team here, so pretty nuts. If you can get him to rage, especially with this Warsoul, and then immediately afterwards have Aizen rage or Gin rage, and then Aizen rage, it gets really nasty really quickly, especially if you have the Kira Warsoul and you have Kira on the team at the same time, so it gets crazy quickly. Let's see here, another good team comp. I don't really trust anybody else to run a good team comp with him, so I'll just go over another team comp that we could use with Sōgyo here. So, of course, Sōgyo is in there. Next, we need to have our 2 big boys here. Gotta have one Kazushini. If he wants to go in there, cool. 2 Grimmjow. Great start of a team here. Now what we need is a really good tanky front line, because we have Soul Hall covered, we have Sōgyo covered. Now we just need one other character here, one other character here. We can go with honestly, maybe a little bit of damage reduction probably wouldn't be too bad. Probably toss Aizen in there. If you're running tight on characters, you could toss him in there. And then, of course, we need one more character here. We need a little bit of rage as well, so we could toss him in there. If you would rather run a little bit extra rage here, we can run her in there. If you're afraid that this is not going to be enough damage, and it very well could not be enough damage, you could toss him in there as well. And then, let's see here, for another character here, you could even toss him in there. It's a little bit extra damage. So whole team damage, whole team damage, whole team damage. So this right here, the front row is going to be doing a pretty solid amount of damage as well. You could toss her in there if you want to make sure that they survive. Yeah, a lot of different team comps you could use with him, but I think for the most part you want to make sure, if you have him on the team, Sōgyo I'm referring to, you have other characters that do really, really big damage as well. So I have seen some people do something like this, which is totally fine. it's totally fine. You can actually move her to the back row. This is totally doable. You could even offer, if you really want, you can swap the War Soul over here, or Soul Hall over here as well, if you plan on the battle lasting several rounds. But for the most part, if you run a team comp like this, you're really rolling the dice on the battle just ending ASAP, so you'd want to run something like this. So but yeah, those are pretty much the two main team comps you want to run here with Sōgyo. If you're feeling so inclined, you can toss in didn't mean to swap him out. You can run something like this instead if you really want, and then run them in the back, run her in the front just because she's more tanky. And yeah, so lots of different ways you can get around doing this. This team comp right here is pretty nasty because you have a free revive here. You have, if somebody does manage to die twice, then your entire team gets a shield for 50%, and she's a healer as well. And then for Ichigo here, you have him as a rage support for the back row, as well as damage support, and then you just have your 3 units to, roll the dice and try and blow up the entire enemy team. So, pretty crazy. Alright guys, that's gonna wrap this one up. If you guys enjoyed this content, like, comment, subscribe, same thing as usual. If you want to download this game, check the description, and if you want to join the Discord, check the description as well, or the comments. Till then, catch you on the next one. Peace.